Um, yes. So, I have to admit, I do have a problem. I'm an addict. So in regards to Isaiah and Gianni, it's always been Gianni, not Isaiah. Um, the mistake I made was that I professed my feelings onto Gianni, onto Isaiah. That was wrong. That was completely wrong and inappropriate on my part. I wrote poems and whatever, and originally those were about Gianni, not Isaiah. And I felt bad that I used Isaiah. I apologize for that. Um, I've been a fan of Gianni's for many, many years. Though I still watch Isaiah's like skits and shit. I've always been a fan of Gianni more. I've been watching Gianni's fights for many years. Um, when I had IG, the eldest two IG accounts I had, I've been following Gianni for years on those two. And man, this is fucked up. Like, this is fucked up. But we gotta tell the truth. There's no cyber stalking. There's no harassment. There's no bullying. There's no none of that shit. And let me just say something of what Mushmaster said the other day. I didn't smile under my mask. I'm not a loser. I'm not a creep. I'm not a lowlife. I dealt with a lot of trauma you don't even fucking know. And I'm not a criminal. Alright? Yes, am I sick? I've been having a sickness called depression. I've been having a sickness called trauma. I've been having a sickness called post-traumatic stress disorder. Trauma. Addiction, yes. Can I be obsessive? Yes. It wasn't my intent. It really was not my intent to cause anybody pain, and I really do I really do apologize about that. I didn't mean to upset anybody, but yeah. So during those times with both Isaiah and Gianni, I struggled with my sexuality. I was dealing with depression, anxiety, whatever. I was raped by my first ex-girlfriend. I was physically abused throughout my childhood by my parent. I've had a background in boxing, judo, jiu-jitsu, and karate. Though they were all short-lived during my childhood. The mistake was that I should have stayed in martial arts because I needed it back then. And man, like, had I stayed in martial arts, I think I would have been better mentally. I think I would have been better spiritually and everything. And shout out to LOL Snaps for helping me. I'm surprised he's helping me. He really didn't have to help me, and I thank him for helping me. I'm not a monster. I'm not this person people are portraying me to be. But the truth is, I do need help. I have an addiction. It's called obsessive. I could be obsessive with people to where it's like I could overdo it with spamming. I could overdo it with like tagging and posting people, and that's not right. But I'm really not a bad person. So in regards to Gianni, so this year I made so I followed him on my newer account earlier this year, which I took down because the other two accounts that I followed him on for years, I deleted those. They were taken down. So earlier this year, I did tag him in posts. Not posts, but in my stories on Instagram. I talked about how he inspired me, how he saved my life, all that kind of thing. That's it. My intent was to give him his praise, give him his roses. That's it. When it came to the messaging, yes, I did send him a lot of messages, but there were a lot of supportive messages in his DMs that I sent to him. When it came to spamming his comments, I did spam the comments, but I only did it in support of Gianni. And the shit just went left when people started commenting, and then I went back and forth with different people, and the shit just went left. And that was not my intent. Yes, I did write poetry. I wrote over 1 million poems about Gianni that the world will never see. I feel bad for Isaiah because I used my feelings for Gianni onto Isaiah, and that was wrong. It's always been this is fucked up, but we gotta tell the truth. No, I did not create multiple accounts. Well, the David one, that was me. So I created that one to reach out to like friends. That's it. And with that one, I took that account down. I took it down. And with that account, I talked about my support of Gianni Grippo. I never called out his competitors. I never once called out his competitors. If I say, oh, Gianni's gonna beat such and such and such, that's not me calling out your competitors. That's not me, no, that's just me supporting Gianni. That's it. I was surprised he blocked me because I did share his posts, I did share his reels in support of Gianni. So with the exception of Max Hansen and Owen Jones, I did not contact Gianni's competitors. I didn't contact his loved ones. I did not. That's just not true. There's no cyber stalking, there's no harassment, there's no bullying, there's no cyber stalking, none of that. No. It's just a big misunderstanding from my end to Gianni's, and unfortunately, so I fucked up. In regards to Isaiah, so again, I love comedy, I love skits. I did send a lot of positive like comments and shit, and it got out of hand, and I didn't mean any harm, and it just went left, and I fucked up. I didn't mean to spam comments. I didn't mean to annoy him or Gianni. It just went left, and that's my fault. I fucked up. I truly do apologize for that. I'm not a stalker. I'm not a creep. There's no cyber stalking. No. It's just people just misunderstand me, and so in regards to like what I've been through, I was raped by my first ex-girlfriend. I was physically abused by her throughout our relationship for 3 years. I dealt with physical abuse, sexual abuse, depression, all of that. I dealt with physical abuse from my parent. I dealt with depression. I've had a history of mental breakdowns. I've had a history of like depression and suicidal attempts. Like I would watch like Marcelo, I would watch Gianni, I would watch like different people who would inspire me just to make it through each day. And like I could be obsessive, and that's a scary thing. But I'm working on myself. So the purpose of my YouTube videos in the past, when I had a YouTube channel, so the purpose was to discuss my issues with depression, mental health issues, how Gianni inspires me. That's it. It went left. So yes, I did make inappropriate comments about Gianni in regards to him being sexy and teacher and daddy. That was wrong on my part. I should not have done it. And that's wrong on my part. But I shared his his fights. I shared his reels and photos because I was inspired, and I was hoping that people would be inspired too. That's it. That's it. So, and shout out to my sensei, because I know I could be a lot to deal with, and I don't know that I dealt with a lot of trauma, but he's very understanding, and so he knows what's going on. We did talk about it, and I'm thankful that he's willing to help me work on my mental health. So I see, this is why I'm back in martial arts. I do want to compete one day, but right now I gotta work on me and my mental health, because I have so much trauma from my past. I have so much like shit that I'm trying to heal once and for all. And he knows I want to meet Gianni one day. He knows. But I gotta work on me first. So on this channel, I will still talk about my issues with depression. I will still talk about mental health. I will even show you guys my roles. And yes, I'm not the best when it comes to shrimping. I've always had an issue with that when I did judo as a kid. I've always had an issue with that when I did Jiu-Jitsu years ago. I'm still learning. I'm still learning. People say I'm this and I'm not what they say. I don't care what people think about me. At the end of the day, I know I made mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes. I am not perfect. But come on, man, like, I made mistakes. I'm not perfect. There's no cyber stalking, there's no bullying, there's no harassment, there's no making of other accounts and speaking to different competitors, and no. I've always been in support of Gianni, and I still am in support of Gianni. And I always will support him, no matter what. So in regards to my sexuality, I'm not gay. But after my first ex-girlfriend raped me, it emasculated me. I questioned my sexuality. I questioned my faith in God. And then the drinking began. Now, mind you, this is the 2010s. So I watched Gianni's fights during this time. I watched a lot of Jiu-Jitsu during this time as well. I was a teenager when this shit went down, and I dealt with addiction, depression, mental health issues. I was institutionalized twice. After my first ex-girlfriend raped me, I drank and I drank and I drank and I drank, and it got so bad that I just didn't want to live anymore. I tried suicide attempts. I tried doing whatever it takes to hurt myself so that I could just not deal with the pain anymore. So, and shout out to my second ex-girlfriend, because she had to put up with my shit, and I feel like the addiction, the alcoholism, it kind of fucked up our relationship. She took me to Gianni's fight with Paulo Meow back in 2015. I was there. Something about that fight wanted me to live. Something about that fight wanted me to have purpose in my own life. Something and about that fight made me want to change my life. And but yes, I've always had these feelings for Gianni for many years. And it really wasn't easy. I wanted to come out back then, in the 2010s, and say, oh, I had feelings for Gianni. He's my first ever guy crush. But at the time, I couldn't. One, because I was dealing with my sexuality. Two, I was dealing with depression. I was dealing with mental health issues. I was dealing with addiction. I was drinking and drinking and drinking. And so I kept drinking and drinking and drinking my feelings away. And then I suppressed my feelings onto Gianni, onto Isaiah, and that shit's wrong. That's wrong, and I should not have done it. It's fucked up. So I got clean. I got really clean. And I got clean for a bit for the sake of my aunt. God bless her soul. Though she wasn't my aunt by blood, we claimed each other as family. And so she died. I was there when she died in 2021, and I relapsed. And it got to the point where I nearly died myself. And it's people like Isaiah. It's people, especially Gianni. It's like Isaiah. It's Gianni. It's like different people who inspire me, that push me to get clean and sober. And I'm forever thankful to them for being inspirations to me for being clean and sober today. I've been clean out for 4 years. But after my aunt died, and let me just say, just because you're not blood doesn't mean you can't be family. My aunt and I were not related. We were not related by blood. But she treated me more of a family than my own natural family. She claimed me as her nephew, and I claimed her as my aunt. And she knew about my feelings toward Gianni for many years. She knew. A lot of my ex-girlfriend, my second ex-girlfriend, she knew about my feelings toward Gianni for many years. True. But I struggled. I felt guilty. I felt so guilty that and I didn't speak out back then out of respect for Gianni. And two, I was dealing with a lot of shit. So this year, I finally, after all these years of being a fan of Gianni and all that, I finally said, okay, I've had these feelings for him for many years. I said it. This shit backfired. And it was not my intent. My intent was not to spam his comments. My intent was not to annoy Gianni or upset him. No. I'm not a threat to Gianni. I'm not a danger to society. I'm not a danger to anybody. There's no cyber stalking. There's no bullying, harassment, or anything like that. And yes, my sensei knows what's going on. We talked about it. And the fact that my sensei still, because he knows my background and my about my abusive past. This is the best sensei I've had. And he sees something in me that I don't see in myself. And the fact that he's really gonna, and he's still gonna help me with in regards to my mental health. This is why I'm back in martial arts. This is why. I'm doing it to heal from my past. I'm doing it to heal from my abusive past. I'm doing it to heal myself. Because this is what I love about Jiu-Jitsu. I met wonderful people along the way. I met people who know Gianni personally, and all of them told me great things about the guy. And what they all told me about him is the reason why I have a purpose to live again. Why I have a purpose to beat this depression, this mental health issues. Do I have a sickness? Yes. I have an addictive, obsessive personality, and I need help working on it. I'm not a bad person. I'm not anything people are saying about me. I know who I am. And I'm not smiling under this mask. I'm not a criminal. I'm not a monster. No. And I gotta, again, I'm surprised LOL Snap is helping me. I'm really surprised that he's helping me and that he's still being nice to me. Which I'm thankful for his help. I'm not a monster. I'm not anything people portray me to be. And And it's sad that that this shit, it just went left. It really went left, and it was not my intention to cause Gianni, Isaiah, or anybody pain. That was not my intention. Parents, and I'm saying it from experiences. I used to do boxing, judo, jiu-jitsu, and karate as a kid. If your kid is fucked up and dealing with abuse in their life, for the love of God, keep them in martial arts. I'm telling you from experience, the day I was forced to leave martial arts, this shit just went downhill. I dealt with an abusive relationship. I dealt with addiction, depression, mental health institutions, mental breakdowns. And the mistake was that I should have stayed, because martial arts, boxing, judo, all that gave me power. It made me feel safe within my own skin. It gave me a purpose to be my own person. And if your kid is fucked up, seriously, keep them in martial arts, but also get them a fucking therapist. Because back then, I should have had a therapist back then as a kid. But I come from a family who don't believe in therapy, but I believe in therapy. I have a therapist. I have a spiritual guide. Most of all, my sensei and I, we talk real shit. If I fuck up, he's gonna hold me accountable. And there's plenty of times I have fucked up and he held me accountable for my actions. I never had a male role model in my life to say, you know, Josiah, we get your intent, but this is how it may come across to like certain people. I never had a male role model to give me that support. I never had a male role model who made me feel safe within my own skin. I struggled for years with my sexuality. And this shit almost had me killed. I drank and I drank and I drank and I drank and I drank. And I suppressed my feelings for Gianni for many years. And that shit almost had me killed. I almost killed myself by drinking. I almost killed myself by slitting my wrist, by slitting my throat years ago. I used to almost set myself on fire years ago. So yes, do I have an addiction? Yes. Could I be obsessive? Yes. Am I depressed? Yes. Am I a stalker? No. Am I cyber stalking? Hell no. Harassment? No. Bullying? No. Making multiple accounts? No. Talking about like other competitors and contact. Well, except Max Hansen and Owen Jones. No, I did not. I just support Gianni, and I still support him. And I've been saying him nothing but love and positivity. That's it. Nothing else. Yeah, like when it comes to addiction, this shit is serious, because even though I quit drinking and smoking 4 years ago, I'm still an addict when it comes to people. And I tend to forget that Gianni's a person. I tend to forget that Isaiah's a person. And I gotta work on that. And I need help. I admit, I need help. But I'm not a bad person. There's no cyber stalking or bullying or anything like that. I'm back in martial arts after 21 years. After 21 years, I'm back. And yes, I train in striking too. And I'm going to continue striking, because I have a background in fucking boxing and judo and karate and all. I have hands. But my sensei, man, shout out to you, man, because I know I could be a lot. And you know, my my fucked up backstory. You know it. And the fact that you're still willing to help me work on my mental health, I am forever thankful to you. I'm forever thankful to you, because you know that I do want to meet Gianni one day. We're gonna put that on hold right now because I want to work on my mental health first, and I want to work on me. Me meeting Gianni one day. That's one day. It's not today. It's not tomorrow. But this is my movie. This is my story, and I'm gonna share more of my roles. I'm gonna share my striking. You can comment my striking. You could comment on my roles, on my drills, or whatever. I don't give a fuck. The purpose of this is we're gonna heal from this depression. We're gonna heal from mental health issues. Because I want my sensei to be proud of me. I want my sensei to be proud of me, man. I want LOL Snap to say, you know what, Josiah, you fucked up, but you're not a bad guy. But most of all, I want Gianni to be proud of me, man. But most of all, I really want to be proud of myself. I want to be proud of myself because I came from a family. Like, it was abusive. My upbringing was really abusive. And I dealt with a lot of fucked up shit and fucked up trauma. A lot of physical abuse, spiritual abuse, everything. I should have had therapy as a fucking kid. I should not have left martial arts as a kid. I needed it back then. I needed it a lot more because though I was in it, it was always short-lived due to my parent. But yeah, I have an addiction problem. I have an obsessive problem. I need help. I'm willing to like get better and like change and all of that. But I'm not a bad person. I'm not a threat to Gianni or anybody. Like this is, and he still is always gonna be a hero, and he still and will always be a part of my martial arts journey because I'm back. But this shit, it just got out of hand. It really was not my intent. And I said what I said. I have an addiction problem and I need help.